2019 NBA Finals starting tomorrow. If you see this tonight, or starting tonight if you see this tomorrow, because I'm recording this Wednesday night, or it's already started if you see it Friday night. But anyway, 2019 NBA Finals, Western Conference champion Golden State Warriors, Eastern Conference champion Toronto Raptors for the first time in franchise history. I'm not even going to try to be analytical and go through all the stats and all that, but the Raptors were the only team to beat the Warriors in both meetings this season. Of course, you know all the major storylines. Kevin Durant out for Game 1 with a calf. Will he return in this series? Will DeMarcus Cousins return in this series with a torn quad? Kyle Lowry's dealing with a thumb injury for the Raptors. Of course, the Warriors have looked as good as, I don't know if I say look as good as they've ever been, but, you know, in the Portland series, you definitely seen the Warriors teams from 2015, 2016, before Durant got there. You know, 2015, they won the NBA title. 2016, 73 win team, which blew the 3-1 lead to the Cavs in the finals before they got to KD and won the last two championships. But Steph Curry's been playing out of his mind. I mean, obviously, he's in more of a rhythm in the offense when the ball moves around. He's moving off screens. Clay's moving off screens. Draymond is actually the ball handler and finding guys in the right spots. For Toronto, they can win this. I can definitely see them. I can definitely see them winning. Well, I'm sorry, I can't see them winning the series, but I can see that they have a shot at winning this series. I do like Toronto matching up with Golden State, you know, defensively. You know, guys like Lowry, Danny Green. I was about to say Draymond Green. Danny Green, of course Kawhi. You know, he'll probably be matched up against Durant whenever he comes back. Siakam, he can keep up with Draymond Green. I think he's faster than Green. And of course you have Ibaka. I think Ibaka's going to be huge in this series. I think he should start the series because you probably Golden State will probably go small in this series. I mean, I don't know if they'll start Bogut or not, but I expect Golden State to go small in this series. So Ibaka should see a lot of time. He should be the starter. Gasol probably won't see as much time unless Andrew Bogut's in the game for the Warriors. I mean, they may be able to take advantage of Gasol inside against a smaller Green or a Looney or something like that. But other than that, you know, I think Gasol kind of slows the Raptors down, and I think the Warriors will take advantage of that if Gasol is in the game, or if and when Gasol is in the game. Next, I like the matchup defensively, but there's still a lot of firepower with the Warriors. I do have the Warriors winning in 6 over the Raptors. This is the first series where the Warriors don't have home court advantage. The Bucks and the Raptors finish with better records than the Warriors. So first game in Toronto tonight, whenever you see it. In the 6, Drake's gonna be wild, and of course, maybe not. They had a report from Michelle Steele from the ESPN talking about the NBA contacted the Raptors about Drake. So, man, it's the NBA Finals. First time the Raptors made the finals. Let them wild out. Anyway, like I said, Warriors in 6. I mean, player with the most pressure, obviously, is Steph Curry. 3-time champion. But is missing that elusive Finals MVP. I seen something I seen a stat. He would be with a Finals MVP. He would be the 8th player to, I believe, it was win multiple regular season MVPs and a Finals multiple time champion and Finals MVP and a Finals MVP, joining a elusive list that includes LeBron, Jordan, Russell, all those big name guys. I think Olajuwon was on there too. But yes, Steph Curry is missing that elusive Finals MVP. Obviously, 2015, he didn't play so well, and they gave it to Iguodala because they couldn't give it to LeBron. But 2018, last year, I felt that Steph Curry should have gotten the MVP award, but he had a bad game 3, and then Durant hit the dagger shot for the second year in a row, and then Curry, I think, outperformed Durant in game 4 in the sweep victory in Cleveland, but I think the writers who vote on it still had the dagger shot by KD in their mind. So, and if I guess they felt that without that dagger shot, they wouldn't be in the position to sweep. So, they give it to Kevin Durant. But yeah, I mean, this is his time. This is his time. He's playing the best playoff ball of his career in the finals. I mean, him and Klay Thompson, they seem to really struggle when the lights are at their brightest in the NBA Finals. You've seen that the last 4 years. Against the Cavaliers and LeBron. But, I think this is Steph Curry's year. This has to be Steph Curry's year. You don't know if Durant's going to come back. They're playing really well. Again, going back to their 2015, 2016 vibe, moving the ball off screens. Everybody's moving. The ball's moving. You don't know, as a defense, you don't know really who's going to get it, because anybody can hurt you. But yeah, as far as keys, it's the Warriors. Again, the Splash Brothers, they got to get going. Iguodala, I think he's cleared to play. He's gonna have to be big. The bench is gonna have to step up. Livingston and Bogut, McKinney, Looney, they have to be huge in this series because Toronto's bench has performed really well. For Toronto, I think the best chance for Toronto to win in this series, I think Kyle Lowry has to have a big series. They, in that point guard matchup with Curry, I mean, he's not going to outscore Curry by any means, but he's had a few big games in the playoffs where the Raptors really needed him to. And he's come up big time. And he's gonna have to have that in this series, because Kawhi's gonna do his thing. Siakam, he doesn't have too favorable of a matchup against maybe Draymond Green or Iguodala. One of them he's gonna be defended by one of them. So Lowry's got to take advantage of the matchup against Curry. Offensively, if Curry's guarding him offensively, he's got to go off. He's got to have a big series. Of course, we don't know how they're going to play him yet. They might put Klay Thompson on Lowry and put Iguodala on Kawhi. But you don't know. But whoever, of course, like every game plan, offensively against the Warriors, defensively against the Warriors defense. You're gonna attack Steph Curry, whoever's gonna have him, whoever's he draws the assignment of. Toronto will try to do their best to get that guy going. If it's Lowry, also Danny Green. Green's got to have a big series. Green has got to either match the production or be better than Klay Thompson in this series. And Klay Thompson has had his struggles too in the finals. So Danny Green's gonna have to be huge. He's had some he's had some duds in these playoffs. I don't think he scored in a couple games. But Green, he's got to be great both ways, offensively and defensively. He's got to hit open 3-point shots. He's got to play well. He's got to stay with Klay Thompson, I'm sure, or he might draw the assignment of Curry. You know, it's going to take a collective effort to guard Curry in this series because, you know, he's going to get his at any point. So he's going to get his no matter what. So again, you know, try to do that. Toronto needs to try to do their best to slow down the Splash Brothers. You know, get Draymond and Iguodala to try and hit shots. If Iguodala and Draymond are hitting shots, you know, there's nothing you can do. You're not beating the Warriors. If Iguodala and Draymond are hitting shots, that's what the Toronto probably try to do. Make those guys hit tough shots, just like in the Portland series. The dagger shot was a Draymond Green 3-pointer. You know, at that point, the trouble is like, you know, damn, what can we do? What can we do? If Draymond's hitting 3-pointers, if Iguodala's hitting 3-pointers, if McKinney, Looney, if those guys are performing well, there's nothing you can do. As far as Toronto needs to keep that. Hopefully Toronto can get that same production that they've been getting out of their bench, because that was a huge part of their 4-game win streak. I wouldn't call it a sweep because they were already down 2-0, but it's basically that was a huge reason for their 4 consecutive wins over the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals when they were down 2-0. Norman Powell stepped up in games 3 and 4, and then Fred VanVleet stepped up in games 5 and 6. Said he's been on a high streak since the birth of his son, Fred Jr. So VanVleet, the Raptors, and the Raptors faithful hope that Daddy VanVleet's hot streak continues, because they're gonna have to. They're gonna need that. They're gonna need those sparks off the bench. You know, him, Powell. So we're talking about the Raptors and we're talking about the Warriors and getting back Durant and Cousins. There's also a chance that OG Anunoby could play for the Raptors. So, and that'll bring another young, fresh, defensive-minded body who can knock down open shots offensively as well. So, the key matchup, honestly, it will be. The key matchup coming into this series would be. The key matchup the key matchup you thought coming into this series was Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard, but Durant's out for the first game, and it's unknown if he's going to play in this series. So now the key matchup is the point guards. Again, like I said earlier, Lowry versus Curry. Lowry, he's got to. I'm not gonna say he has to match Curry, because Curry's gonna give it to him. He's gonna give it to anybody that want the smoke. So, but Lowry, he's got to have a good series. He's got to have a good series if Toronto has any chance of winning this series. He's got to be big. He's got to be big time. Yeah, that's my key for the Warriors. Lowry's got to be big, and if he's not, then this series could be over in 4 or 5 games. Kawhi's going to do his thing. You know, Kawhi's averaging 31 points a game in this postseason. There's nobody really on the Warriors, I don't feel, that can stop him. I think Iguodala can slow him down. Maybe throw Green on it. Green out there. Throw Green there. Thompson. I don't think it will matter. Even Durant, if he comes back, of course, Durant's going to be playing on the back calf anyway, so yeah, it's not really much he'll be able to do defensively as far as staying with Kawhi, like off the dribble or something. He might be able to block a shot on a drive or something like that, but I don't think he can just lock up Kawhi straight up. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I believe the Warriors will win in 6 over the Raptors. They'll win Game 6 at home. Raptors got to have these first 2 games. I think they have to have these first two games here at home without Durant or Cousins in the game if they want to have a chance to even extend the series. Because I think if the Warriors get one of these games here, at least one of the games in Toronto is going to be over in 4 or 5. So it's very important that Toronto takes care of home court in games 1 and 2. So this series will go on a little bit longer. But yeah, first NBA Finals game tomorrow that will be played on Canadian soil. Of course, the Vancouver Grizzlies and now the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors' first Canadian team to host the NBA Finals game. Should be electric, man. Should be electric. Like I said, I expect a 6-game series, but again, Lowry's going to have to step up for Toronto. Siakam's going to have to step up. And then, of course, Kawhi's going to have to do his thing. So, yeah, I expect a three-peat from the Warriors. I hate to say it, honestly, but I expect a three-peat. And the biggest question is going to be, biggest two questions are going to be what's going to be the state of these teams after the series. Whatever happens, is Durant going to leave Golden State? Is Kawhi going to leave Toronto? Both of these teams could look drastically different by the start of the next season, going into free agency. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, Warriors at 6, three-peat, first time since the 2000 to 2002 Lakers.